If you've ever wanted to get involved in law tech as a lawyer, but you can't code, this message is really important because there's this really cool new job opportunity called prompt engineering. And about a week ago or 2 weeks ago, I wrote an article and I've talked about how even a few law firms that I know are hiring for this position. So there's a law firm in the UK, and there's another really cool company. You can read the article on my website, but they're hiring for a prompt engineer. So if you've been watching the space lately, you've seen about ChatGPT and how how you give it a prompt and it gives you an output. Um, I have this document open where there's some prompts that I've tried and the output I've got, but we're not going to go through all that. I just want to illustrate to you what a prompt engineer does. So essentially, you know how with ChatGPT, you give a prompt and you get an output. What these law firms and law tech companies are now hiring for is a prompt engineer. So despite the word or the name used for the job, you don't do any coding. So instead of doing the coding, i.e., building the chat GPT or the AI chat box, you will be writing the prose that are used in getting an output from the chatbot. So you would be writing, let's see, a detailed prose. So a prompt like this one right here, where you write a detailed prompt and you put it into the chatbot and you get a response back. So your job essentially is to get as much out of that chatbot as you possibly can. But that doesn't just apply to chatbots. It applies to all AI tech or all other tech that the company has bought. So the company has bought, or it's on a trial period of some sort, and they want to see what they can get out of the tech. Because right now, a lot of law firms are sort of cutting down on expenses, and they're realizing they don't want to just buy all kinds of tech. They'd rather have someone who can test the tech they want to use before purchasing or committing long term. So essentially what you would be doing is that you would be testing the tech to see what kind of results the law firm can get, how it can cut down on hours, and what the IT can do. So basically, what's the full spectrum of what the tech can do for the law firm. That's your job. And not only is it just, punching prompts into the chatbot, it's also teaching and correcting the AI, because believe it or not, there's sometimes where it does make mistakes because of a flaw in its reasoning or a flaw in its thinking process. So your point will be to correct it where it makes mistakes. So essentially, you have to first identify the things that it would make a mistake on. So your job is pretty much trial and error of basically fine-tuning this tech to do what we wanted to do, i.e. what the lawyers wanted to do. So say the lawyers are saying, okay, we're spending a lot of time writing these briefs, or these briefs, when you do legal research and you write a brief, we're spending a lot of time writing these briefs. How can we cut down on that? Or how can we cut down on agendas for client meetings or company meetings, things like that? So you would draft a prose like this or prompt, and then you put it into the chatbot. The chatbot will give you an output. You can then use those as your templates in the company. So it's things like that, where your job is mainly trying to first, correct the AI, teach the AI, also do some really cool work in the sense that you can discover new things that the tech can do. So a lot of the times, law firms purchase software which is built by developers who don't really know the needs or understand what lawyers want to get out of this IT. And so you will be responsible for trying to get the most out of this IT. I think it's a really cool job, especially if you don't want to code, but you want to still be involved in the system. So a lot of the tech isn't really tested, and I say tested in the sense that it's tested in that it works. There's no bugs in it, but it's not tested in the sense that we don't really know what the tech can do for us, which is why there's so much debate around ChatGPT right now, which is everyone's trying to write different prompts and figure it out. It would have been easy if they said, hey guys, lawyers, this is what you can get from this tech. This is what it can do. But we're discovering these things on a day-to-day basis. And so that's what your job is to do, to discover what the lawyers can use this tech for. Can they use it for filing? Can they use it for drafting briefs, responding to clients, and things like that? I think it's really cool. Let me know what you think. And if you want access to this Word document where I've just copied and pasted all my prompts and the responses I've got from ChatGPT, you can just drop me an email and I'll forward the document to you. On the last note, Microsoft is doing something really cool, which I think will be a game changer in the legal tech industry. And it's trying to get away for the regular law firms who don't have a huge law tech budget, who can't hire thousands of data scientists and AI specialists to build a specific AI application for themselves. What Microsoft is doing is trying to create a platform for the regular Joe to be able to create their own application based on the, machine learning models, so these LLM models and AI, and use that technology to build your own application, which I think is going to be a game changer. Because right now, the only people who can have access to that kind of stuff is really the big firms. I read recently that PwC has now started using Harvey AI. If you don't know what Harvey AI is, you should give it a search. And so there's these really, really cool AI software, which are very niche, CoCounsel, like I said, Harvey AI, really, really cool tech, but it's only limited to specific law firms. So if you don't work in a big law firm, you won't have access to that kind of tech, and there's no way you're going to be able to build it without a huge budget. So let me know what you think, guys. Thanks.